Hello and welcome along to the Where's My Kit Bag podcast, here hosted by the three lovely media technicians of the Sixth Form College Farnborough with myself, James.
Me, Will.
And me, Steve.
And as per usual, how is everyone? Are we all okay?
It's all good. The sun is out.
Yep.
It's feeling a bit more like summer. The skies are blue.
I'm enjoying.
The trees are green.
I'm actually enjoying the sun now. I've got air conditioning back in my car.
Hey.
It's nice. It's such a delight.
Absolute positivity.
As I said to you earlier, I even invested in some sunglasses, a whole £3 for 2 pairs.
Oh,
this
cha-ching.
man is a big spender.
Absolutely.
A big spender.
I know, so I'm doing well.
Get some sunglasses for me.
They're worth more than £3. Will just showed me some flamingo sunglasses.
You know what?
my days.
I think
they are.
them.
I think the answer is they are flamboyant.
They're excellent. I like
They are. That is. I mean, Elton John has joined us in the studio.
I'm a rocket man. I'll take those off.
Yeah. You cannot just pull the Elton John lightly there, Will. You just can't do it. Maybe Steve will upload a photo to Instagram with him with the shades on, so you can also witness this sheer
You've
fitness.
taken that control completely out of my hands. You've had to make that happen.
I have to.
Oh.
I've done it now. Either me or Steve will take this photo. There's two of us, and we're both sides of you.
Great.
You are stuck.
Absolutely.
As soon as those shades go anywhere near your face, bam, camera's out. Anywho, Steve, shall we start with you talking about any latest TechNet news?
Let's. Well, there's another upload. How exciting. This one actually is doing really well on social media. Basically, episode 2 of TechNet Talks Fleet Film. It's kind of been the front kind of runner for what the technician's been up to. So basically, as I'll reiterate last week, we have been interviewing the shortlisted entries to the Fleet Film Student Festival and have been slowly leaking them online. This week was Charlotte's interview, and she did the short film The Unexpected Love. Really nice short film about somebody who's tackling OCD and encounters a unique friend. I'll leave that as
that's nice.
that.
That's good opening up.
Yeah, really good film. Did well at Camberley International Festival, White Elephant Film Festival.
That's the one.
Do apologise. Got featured there as well, so that's doing really well. And it's really spiked on social media when we posted the 3 tiles on there. So yeah, don't know what we've done differently, but it's doing all right. So go and check that interview out if you haven't. If you want to do the short one, it says a minute segment on Instagram, or you can find the full video on the YouTube page. So we're up to that at the moment. The newsletter is getting a slight reworking. Just because Dan's been screening Bonnie and Clyde, sorry, and then he screened Amy, but he won't be screening Pan's Labyrinth, so it won't be featured on the bottom of the newsletter. What I'm going to do for those newsletter enthusiasts is I'm actually going to feature the staff pick in its full graciousness, poor adjective, at the bottom where the promo for Amy would go. So yeah, look out for that. And yeah.
Do we know whose staff pick it is this week?
Staff pick is Julia this week. Don't know what it is yet. But yeah, and I think I'm really sorry if I've forgotten about it. No, I tell a lie. I'm premature. There is one member of staff left to do the staff pick, and I think now everyone's done it.
Have you picked one, Steve?
I was the first person. I did 3 solo.
You are pick number 1.
Have you done one?
I did one. Yeah, I picked Sounds of Greater Diet, and then soon after it got cancelled.
Yes, of course.
I was like, fantastic.
Yeah,
love my life.
Yep, Jane's done one. There might even be 2. I'm not going to go through and name everyone, but I think, yeah, it might lead up towards the end of term, and then it all starts again in June with, I think, maybe me again.
Nice.
But yeah, every member of staff's getting their staff pick. And yeah, it's coming along really nicely. So, yeah.
I like it.
What do you think of the industry news section, which pretty much features everything from the podcast on the newsletter?
I mean, let's be honest. We are leaders in our field. That's what we are. That's what it is. I love it.
The silence there.
We are so good.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm just tooting our own horn. Why not?
But yeah, that's the update on TechNet. Expect for the next couple of weeks, I'll basically just kind of shout out that shortlisted student. So this week is Charlotte Cunningham. Congratulations to her. And that's the update on what's going on, everything TechNet and at F6 Media Film at the moment. Yeah. And
Nice.
actually, when all those videos come out, you'll actually see the launch of the Fleet Film Student Festival website.
Yes.
So keep an eye out for that. It's ready, but we want to basically feature all the interviews in the archive before the festival so people can check it out. And then what we'll do is we'll put the full films in the archive ready for next year, which is really exciting. And I've even optimized it for the mobile phone, which is quite cool. Obviously, most people will access it on there, but yeah. So I'll keep an eye out. Well, I'll keep an eye out. You keep an eye out for when the website goes live.
Nice.
I'll make it very much aware, don't worry. There you go.
Well, are you going to Photoshop your face on it and then put it in a newsletter?
No.
I do love your little Photoshop news people. I think
My little paper boys.
Yeah,
they're going to get at the end of the year, last week of the year, they're going to get the full bottom of the newsletter. They're all going to be featured, all of them. I haven't named
Avengers Assemble.
The TechNet News Paper Boys 2019.
Is there going to be a 2019-2020 Paperboy collective?
Yeah, I'll try and find some new ones. I literally
You
just
should like release trading cards or top trumps for them.
That'd be really good.
Height 1 inch.
It's more the pixels because I literally go on Google, search Paperboy PNG, find the best one, and put the TechNet.
It'd have to be like throwing distance or something like that. Newspaper throwing distance.
Strength. Oh, that'd be really good. If you make that, I will be the first one to buy it.
Well, yeah. We don't charge.
I'll just have it then.
But
please. Donations to the TechNet Fund are always welcome. And Steve may make trading top Trumps cards
for my TechNet Paper Boys.
Yeah, that would be quite funny.
Yeah, it could work.
I love it. Is there anything else coming out next week?
As I said,
on the horizon, or is it just
be more of the
Fleet Film?
Yeah, it's the Fleet Film features for now. There's a couple of things that we've actually been kind of stumbling across as we've been working in the last couple of days. What was it earlier that I said you should definitely make a TechNet vid about that?
Oh, I was doing a bit of Illustrator work earlier. It was Image Trace. I think it was the one
to
you
get
were
rid of
at.
the
Yeah, Steve was like,
border.
"What?"
That was quick. I'd love a video on that because you can use that across most Adobe software, i.e. Photoshop and stuff, can't you?
Image Trace is just Illustrator because it's vectors.
Similar. Yeah.
So we can put a little video together on that. Nice and simple.
Nice.
There you go.
I don't know. Illustrator is not my forte. I can't draw.
Likewise.
This is my big flaw.
Because of the newsletter, InDesign's flying up my list. I'm really loving InDesign. It's really, really good fun. I haven't really scratched the surface of it that much though, but I am enjoying the software. It's
nice. Good. InDesign, Steve's pick.
Can
that be the staff pick? Just Steve picks InDesign. Play with InDesign this week.
Yeah. This newsletter was brought to you by InDesign.
Ooh.
Made by InDesign. That's very meta.
That's so meta.
Okay.
Anyways, shall we have a little bit of tech news with Mr. Will Devereaux?
Why, hello, and welcome back to the tech news segment. So, this week, it's quite phone-orientated.
Very phone-orientated.
First off, yes, we have a new phone in the room. I have gone ahead and purchased the Google Pixel 3a XL, which is... It's quite a mouthful of a name. I'm not too sure why it's called the A. They haven't really established what the A means.
A for us.
Amazing. Awesome.
A for augmented.
Astounding.
Wow.
I love it. It's so clean. The OS is amazingly fast. The camera is mind-blowing. Big fan of it. I've been using the Google Assistant. I know like every Android phone has it, but I've been using it a lot more since getting this phone. I know we were kind of messing around with the joke feature last time, but since then, it's been pretty amazing, I have to say.
It does look nice. It's a very nice looking phone.
I'm enjoying it. The XL version, it's not really too big. I think it's generally okay to use. The fingerprint scan on the back is awesome, and you can even like drag your finger down on the fingerprint and it pulls down your notification bar, so you don't have to keep reaching your finger up to pull it down. Really enjoying it, and the battery life is what I was kind of looking for, and that's delivered on that front too. So overall, pretty impressed. We were talking about last week about the OnePlus 7 announcement, and since yesterday, last night, they have announced two phones. We've got the OnePlus 7 Pro, which is arguably the best screen on the market at the moment, and the just normal OnePlus 7. Belle, I know you're kind of in the market for one right now, aren't you? What's your kind of thoughts and opinions?
Like Natalie and Brulia, I'm torn. So torn. I don't know what to get now. I really don't.
Are you leaning towards one? You're on the fence. Where are you at?
I'm literally slap bang on that fence between OnePlus 7, not the Pro because I'm not made of money, and the 3A XL because it gets a free Chromebook. So that is a very large draw because a free Chromebook. I'm not going to turn down a free Chromebook.
It's quite interesting, isn't it? Because you can get the free Chromebook with just the normal 3A at the moment. The offer's on, and that goes for, I think it's $399 retail.
Yeah. Did you get a free Chromebook?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah. So
which is what's luring me in.
So you're paying $399 for the phone, and then you're getting a £200 Chromebook. So it's up to you how you figure it out. But if you discount it off the price, whether you wanted one or not is arguable. I personally, I probably won't use it too much.
I love a Chromebook.
I'll probably be giving mine to my girlfriend. But
how
you're
sweet.
paying effectively £250 for this phone if you could take into consideration the value of that brand new Chromebook. I mean, that was like a no-brainer to me. I think OnePlus, like we were talking, they have pushed away from that sort of prime spot of that like sub 400 mark. Now they've really pushed it up a little bit. However, they are delivering the specs people expect for that price.
Yeah.
And also the screen that comes on it now is kind of the bit they're bragging. So I watched MKBHD's review. He's saying the camera's still a bit lackluster and the battery's still quite disappointing on the Pro model. However, their screen is just phenomenal, and he's kind of finding it hard to switch back to any other phone. That's how good it is.
Wow.
Yeah. So you may have a bit of a tricky choice on your hands.
I do have a tricky choice because I'm still rocking my OnePlus 3 from about 2.5 years ago, and it still works wonderfully well. I just feel like I want something fresh and new. Because this now has hit like the kind of peak level of Android updates it will ever get, and it won't get updated anymore. So I'm kind of like, maybe I should have, a nice new shiny fancy phone. But obviously all the phones these days have got rid of the headphone jack, which is, incredibly annoying. I hate it.
The S9 Plus hasn't.
I know, but Samsung.
Nor has the Pixel.
I know. See, this is what
brought it back.
So there's two things that are swaying me towards the 3A XL, which is battery life is longer than my current phone because it's physically got a bigger battery in it. Headphone jack and free Chromebook, because I've got a Chromebook and I love it. I love my Chromebook to bits. But the problem it's having now is because it's now a bit old, the battery life is like, brrr. If I don't use it for like a week or something, the battery, when I turn it back on, is like 10%, warning, charge me. And I'm like, oh God, no, find a plug as fast as you can. And also the phone is cheaper at $469, but it's less powerful.
We will see. We will see what happens with Bale and PhoneGate.
I know. See, the problem is though, I've got a time limit because the Chromebook free offer is only on for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
So I have decisions to make. Oh no.
Yeah.
Are we doing the phone joke of the week again?
Yes.
Well, what did we do?
That's
was
the thing now.
The Google one we did last time?
Shall I try the terror? Bear in mind,
Let's go. Let's get Bixby on the show.
Shall I show you the Bixby one?
Everyone, can we please give a warm introduction to Bixby?
Okay.
Oh.
Right. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Tell me a joke.
AI walking over here.
What? Hang on.
What?
Let's scratch that. Okay, let me try.
Redo.
Let me try one more.
Okay, come on, Bixby.
Tell me a joke.
Why are pumpkins great at fixing computers? They've always got a patch.
Do you see what I mean about how bad
pumpkin patch? That's really lame.
The one before that was about AI.
Low.
The one on the contrary, last week we were talking about Google Assistant, right? I've set up a subscription, so they send me a joke every day at 12:15. The one today was amazing.
Oh yeah,
Hit me up.
Yeah, this
Hit me
is a
up.
good
The one today was, how do construction workers party?
Ooh. Something to do with like diggers or JCBs or I don't know.
No, Bell. They raise the roof.
That's what you get. More than a Bixby.
It's so much better. The Bixby one's terrible, and I've got.
Hello, I am Bixby. Also, the voice is bad.
Do you think they hired someone in their offices just to come up with the jokes?
I hope.
Can you imagine? Who are you? I'm the joke maker for Siri. I'm for Bixby.
I'm the Google joke coordinator. Thank you very much.
I just doesn't.
Senior Google joke coordinator.
It's the one thing I despise about my phone. The Bixby feature is awful.
Yeah,
it's
Samsung's
it's
got some work to do on
laughable.
that, yeah.
It's so bad. Like, I had it was available. I'm probably completely naive. I've missed it. I used to have the Bixby button disabled, and then I updated my phone. The Bixby button has come back on, and I don't know how to turn it off. I can't find out how to do that. But there was a way. It was just a dead button on my phone. You couldn't remap it to anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now every time I put my phone into my car holder, it activates the Bixby button, as you well saw when you're driving.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So I just have to press go away, like leave me alone, and then music plays, which is nice.
The thing I like with Google Assistant now is that it works with like Spotify. So if you say play me this playlist, it will do it, or play me from this artist. And it also works with Netflix. So you can literally just say start playing this show episode something at this time code, and it will take you right there.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. So yeah, big fan of the Google. Last bit of news is a little bit of camera rumors. We do love a little old rumor meal, don't we? So obviously this is not Sony or Nikon. This is a bit of Canon.
Whoa.
It's not. It's a bit of.
I mean, neither of our things.
It's a bit of Canon. So for this, I'm going to pass over to Steve, who was reading the article mere moments ago.
I read some stuff. I got a little bit excited. Well, I said I got excited, but when I really broke it down, it wasn't all that amazing. It's just, it could be a nice update. So basically, it is rumored that the big brother for the 80D and the 7D Mark II could be coming out, and it could either be called the 7D Mark III or the Canon 90D. And it's going to feature 8 more megapixels at 32.2. It's going to be able to shoot 4K 60, I believe. And essentially has all the Big Brother 2019 features that you'd expect from a Canon 80D. Obviously, I was said to Will, the only thing that I really would love is in-body stabilization. But obviously, as we discussed, it's got a mirror in it. It's not doable. But for the price tag it's been rumored at $1,400, so we could pray that drops down to maybe £1,300, give or take. Sometimes they just slap the same pound sterling price on there, so 1,400 quid. If I shipped off my 80D, I could potentially get it sub £1,000 and be pretty good. But at the same time, I'm in that kind of headspace of who's that going to be targeting and who's that aimed at, because people like myself who have a camera that's a couple of years old that is still very much able to deliver professional results, without question. If I was to upgrade, it'd be to the, very eagerly anticipated Sony A7S Mark III, which, packs so much more punch, and I'm only hoping it'll be around the 2,250 mark, which has all that insane stabilization, hopefully better 4K, hopefully 120. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Another DSLR rather than another mirrorless?
I think they're shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. I think the DSLR market now should just focus on their sort of entry-level models, which they do keep quite updating regularly. They're really good value for money and a great way for people to kind of start video work, start photography. But the mid-range market now has just been absolutely saturated with mirrorless cameras because they offer so much more in terms of like EVF, full frame, the better sensors. It's just more reliable, smaller form factor. I think even Nikon said after 2020 they're going to move away from DSLRs. So it may just be like one last hurrah sort of thing. Like could see like for someone like yourself who might be like, yeah, you know what, I'll take that last jump.
I think the only way I'd probably upgrade to it is if this new Sony comes out and it's $3,000. And it's like, I can't justify that yet. I'll pick up the 90D for another year or so, and then eventually buy the A7S III and have the 90D as a B cam. That would be the only way I'd probably pick it up, because at the moment I'm hoping to upgrade in about a year, and then keep the 80D as my B cam because it shoots 60 frames at 1080p. That's a really good backup. So can't really argue with that. Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, maybe, if I'd never picked up that 80D and I was looking to get into it, maybe it would have been an option. But, as we again discussed, is if you had £1,400 in your budget, you'd probably get an A7 III. It makes sense to pay that money, an extra £100 and pick up something like that. But, who knows? This is obviously only a rumour, but...
Yeah, I think it's a shame because everybody's got some, so many people have got Canon. It's so cheap, like the lenses.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Sony lenses at the moment are still quite a premium price tag. Luckily, like I was saying to you, Steve, earlier, that a lot more third-party people are making lenses that are really good for Sony now. But you know, I think the next year for cameras is going to be really interesting.
Yep.
I think Sony's kept quiet ever since the A7 III in terms of the alpha range. And I don't think they've felt threatened, to be honest, yet. So we will see when that comes out. Just what, like you say, what punch does it pack? Because
everything's coming out now that has similar specs to the Sony models, but they're, you know, a good 30%, 40% more expensive than these Sony models, and it's interesting. It really is interesting. It's very much changed my perception, because I remember even when I started here in September, I was very much, I'm a Canon boy. I've got no other options I'm really looking at. But the more I'm checking it out, the more I'm swayed towards Sony are for the consumer, and want to get the best out of it for the consumer. And I feel like my heart was kind of broken when they released the EOS RP, and with the 24 frames, that didn't make any sense to me, and it really, really confused me. And that would have been probably what I went for. So I think, you know, it kind of opened my eyes a little bit to why opened my eyes a little bit to question why I'm stuck with Canon. So, yeah.
Well, talking of cameras, just really quickly, obviously me, Captain Nikon boy.
I think I know what you're going to say.
What's that?
About the Nikon offer at the moment?
The Z6 price dropped by about 570 quid.
Wait, what? No, we've seen the 170 drop, but not
no.
What have you found?
So the Z6 with the obviously old lens to new lens adapter, RRP 2199. Currently on Amazon, you can pick it up for 1629.
Wow.
I think 26% off.
I think we checked on Jessup's and it was even cheaper than that at the moment.
Now, luckily for me, I know someone who works at Nikon and I can get it slightly cheaper than that.
So you can then further that already discount, potentially?
Yes.
Wow.
So apparently the price for my friend is going down a little bit more. So I'm like, please tell me when that happens.
That'd be such an
so
exciting
I may be forking out lots of money very soon for a phone and a camera. So yay for my bank balance. But at least I'll get a free Chromebook if I go down the 3A XL route. So silver lining.
Yay for freebies.
But yeah, so if you are on the market for a mirrorless camera that is currently the best, unquote, obviously I'm biased because Nikon on the market, and you're looking at the Nikon Z6, then now might be the time to buy, and you'll get loads of money off.
Yeah,
nice. I like the sound of that. Anyways, is that it for
the
old tech news, Mr. Devereaux?
No, it isn't.
Oh, what? Steve?
Oh, wait, no, it wasn't. It wasn't on the.
Oh, it wasn't on
the sheet.
We found a crazy discovery.
Oh, yeah.
Swing in. Come on, Steve.
All right,
I'll let Will
Steve. Okay. All right, so there we were, and then all of a sudden this video pops up. DJI. Was it the Osmo Action?
That's it.
Oh my days!
You love the Osmos, don't you?
Well, we just,
that was one of the first things we featured.
They brought out the little pocket Osmo thing. We're like, oh my days, this is actually pretty cool. And then all of a sudden, they're just making all sorts of stuff now. So they've now entered the action cam market with their first sort of generation camera. I think, okay, DJI, they're pretty good in terms of like gimbal stuff and their drones. Action camera doesn't really sound like them. And we watched Peter McKinnon's video on it. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
It is unbelievable. So just for I think one of the big things we saw about it, I'll give a rundown of the product. So it's just like a GoPro would work. I think it's got like 4K 60. You can shoot at like 2.7K 1080p. It's got slow-mo. It's waterproof. 2 microphones on it. It's got a lovely big display on the back, but it also has a full display screen on the front, which means if you ever have the GoPro pointing in a direction and you want to be looking at it, you can press a little button on the side and it flips to the front display. So there's no like articulating screen or anything. It's literally got 2 screens on it. And that's what Peter McKinnon was saying. It's like, this is an amazing feature.
But it looks like a GoPro.
Yeah, it looks like a GoPro.
Ooh.
And then he was talking about the image stabilization software called Rocksteady built into the action camera. And wow, like it was unreal. He put it against, he literally like had a rig where he had the GoPro Hero 7 Black, which is their new one. That has Hypersmooth on it. And that's something they've been developing for ever since it was made. So let's say 7 generations of GoPro. Compared to this action cam. And Steve, do you kind of want to talk about what we saw on the video? It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was really impressive. So Peter McKinnon, if you don't know him, check him out on YouTube. He did, as Will said, the side-by-side comparison, and he goes for a little jog around the block. And, you know, Peter himself running about, his physical self looked almost identical on both images, but the real difference was the background. The background behind him, so all the shops and stuff, on the Rocksteady Osmo was so smooth, like he was on, you know, a one wheel or like a skateboard or something like that. It was buttery smooth. Not saying that the GoPro wasn't buttery smooth, but it had that kind of jarring kind of, I'm running, you can feel the shock from my heels to my knees all the way through to my wrist, and the camera's feeling it. Again, you know, it's still incredible, but with how much better the Rocksteady feature is, it's very much noticeable. I mean, Peter McKinnon does say it after he shows, he says, you know, check out the background, but even at first viewing, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
That is a really, really impressive feature. And a few of the other things, so he went into a coffee shop and he went, what's the transition between low light? And the detail that the Osmo kind of put out on Peter's face when he went into a dark area compared to the real kind of difficulty with low light on the GoPro. There is a slight disclaimer that there was a droplet of water that fell onto the GoPro, which you do see, but he then does defend to say that shouldn't affect the sensor's sensitivity to light. But yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, where they've been working on it, it's been this huge kind of secret. It's come out of nowhere, and at face value, as Peter said as well, it's beat them in more or less every department.
Wow.
Including the most important one, which is the price.
Yeah, I think was it £50 cheaper, wasn't it?
50 quid cheaper,
cheaper
than the Hero Black.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
There are arguments that the Hero Black comes with an SD card, which kind of evens it out. But even still, at £50 more expensive, the Osmo.
Still, you'd probably want to put your own SD card in it anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but even if the Osmo was £50 more expensive,
I could probably pick up an SD card for a tenner. You know?
Yeah, it'd probably be worth it. I mean, Peter McKinnon said about there's no ND filters out. I've received an email from Polar Pro about half an hour ago with, what do you know, a full ND filter set to go on this Osmo Action.
Oh, there you go. Boom.
Already out, and it only got announced. Well, that Peter's video came out today. All the promos, if you go on the F6 Media Film, I've put the official trailer for the Action, not the Pocket, on there, so you can check it out. So there's been a lot of quietness from this little device, and it could be the end of the GoPro. I put on the tweet, "Go who?"
Go amateur.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? As with anything cameras, Will says every time a new camera gets released, this is only good for the consumer. So it means GoPro are going to go back and go, right, what can we do better?
It's just, it came out of nowhere. Like
Literally.
all their products, they just release something and everybody's like, why did no one think of this before?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
pretty cool.
The front camera is a really great thing. Yeah.
Are they very sneakily picking up loads of patents and no one's quite noticing?
Yeah, it does. The thing is, obviously I haven't seen them specifically side by side, but it is skeleton wise exactly the same as a GoPro. Like the screen where on the Hero, where you'd have the resolution and the battery, that kind of like screen with text on it, that's where the digital screen is, where you'd see yourself on the Osmo. So interesting, very interesting. I've never really had any need for an action cam, but maybe in the future with something like that, it becomes all the more tempting, because it doesn't. What's the word? When you go into the Rocksteady, it punches in slightly.
Yeah,
so you don't get that kind of fisheye look that the GoPro gives you.
Yeah.
Which would be great, if you're doing some sort of client work and you need to put something like that on a car. It's gonna look good. It's gonna look very, very good. So who knows what the future holds for that? But I wonder what GoPro are going to say about it, and did GoPro know about it?
Ooh.
Who knows? Who knows?
GoPro Hero 7 Super Black Edition.
Yeah.
Crikey. Well, does that now end tech news now?
Yes.
I think so.
Nice. So, up next is the Mighty Tune of the Week. Woo. Now, this comes with a bit of backstory here. Because I was originally going to pick this song a while ago, but I was like, seems too mellow, seems too calm. I'll pick something more upbeat. And then Brett, hello Brett, the other day in the Edit Suite, was saying that all I do is pick the same type of songs. So I'm like, oh, okay, Brett, I'll pick something totally different. So this is by a band called Still Corners. and it's a song called The Trip. It's very chill. It's very mellow. I'd almost sort of categorize it as something you'd have on in like the background of like a really sort of kind of almost verging on angelic sort of film scene.
Yeah, a
With
calm
sort of like
Empire of the Sun is. I had to listen to it an hour ago. I thought it was. I loved it. I thought it was really good. But yeah, very Empire of the Sun.
Calm Empire of the Sun. I like that. That's a good description for it. So I'm picking something totally different. It's not indie. Well, you probably would class it as indie, but it's not like, traditional indie as a band. It's not drum and bass. It's not house music. It's not something mega upbeat. It's not really chill, really mellow. Something you might want in the background when you're revising. Don't know. Who knows? Obviously, with Study Leave coming up, might be a good idea.
Can I subtly just plug some good music that I've also heard? Well,
Steve,
it's actually
Go for it.
Will's suggestion, but now I've managed to finally get it on a format that I can play.
Oh,
so
what is this?
Was it at Christmas you sent it to me? The Liquicity Year Mix,
Oh,
2018,
Liquicity,
mixed by
yep.
Maduk.
Yep.
So I listened to it around Christmas. I was like, this is good. I really enjoyed it. But it was on YouTube, and I can't really listen to music on YouTube. Turns out every year mixed by Maduk from 2011 is sitting on SoundCloud.
Oh, yes.
So I saved the 2018 one, and that's literally all I've been listening to so far. The reason I love it is because a lot of the time drum and bass original mixes are about 6 to 8 minutes, and a lot of the time you can just be listening to like constantly for like a minute or so, and you don't like that. The mixes are so good because it hits the best part of the song for about a minute and a half and then goes to the next. Oh, it's just
banger after banger after banger.
Constant euphoria.
Euphoria.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's really good. I've sent it to a lot of people now. I found it on SoundCloud. But yeah,
hit this up.
Someone showed me this. So yeah, shout out to Will for that. It's really been my number one thing at the moment because it's an hour long. So I literally put it on every time I get in the car at the moment because it's just it's very good.
So listen to our podcast on SoundCloud and then listen to the Liquicity mix also on SoundCloud.
Well, you're gonna have to link it now.
I will. I'll add an extra link just for you.
Thanks.
But yeah, otherwise, my track of the week is still Corners, The Trip. Really chill.
Like that.
I'd say a chill Empire of the Sun is definitely what I would class it as. But yeah, that's my tune of the week.
There you go, Brett.
Yeah, there you go, Brett. Deal with it, Brett. And now you can be like, oh, it's too similar. Then, I'll just pick something heavy metal. And really
too chill for me.
No, it's too chill for me. Then next week I'll pick something totally different and random. Although Feeder have a new single out at the moment, which
I chuck you a heavy metal song your way.
Nice. I can live with that. But yeah, obviously one of my favourite bands of all time ever, Feeder. Their album's coming out soon. I would recommend buying it. I've already pre-ordered it. It's not even out yet. I don't care. I just want it. I just want it now. But yeah, Liquicity mix.
Yep.
Still Corners, The Trip. Boom. Tune of the week done.
Like that.
How about some films of the week, boys? What do we reckon?
Let's do it.
I've got great excuses this week. I'm getting in there early.
Well, I guess I don't even need to ask the question then. So, how did you guys enjoy Longshot?
So, basically, May is a very. I'm gonna portray this as a positive. It's a very celebratory month for me because my father's birthday is on the 13th of May. My mother's birthday is currently today, the 15th of May. My brother's birthday is the 27th, and my girlfriend's birthday is the 28th. So May is a very celebratory month for me and my bank account.
I was about to say, I could hear Steve's wallet. No more!
So what we've been kind of doing is, no one really knows what in my family, everyone's so indecisive. So we've kind of been spending, weekends and most weekdays kind of just been doing stuff as a family. It's been really nice rekindling. So we've been to Topgolf and doing a bit of this and a bit of that, and evenings with football. We're a big Leeds United family, so that's been very exciting.
Tonight as well, isn't it?
It is tonight.
Ooh,
so
Wednesday.
My tone might not be all that good tomorrow, but yeah, a lot of literally every evening has been chock-a-block. So I've not found a few hours to hit up the cinema. And obviously with Game of Thrones, what we'll get onto on Monday, that kind of filled that day. So literally every evening I've been chock-a-block, which has actually been really sweet. But yeah, that's the reason I haven't been able to head over to the cinema, I'm afraid.
Rip.
I'm really sorry about that.
What about you, Bale?
I was going to go with him.
Is that your excuse?
So he's been waiting for me.
Oh,
No,
Oh.
I've basically been non-stop marking for the past 2 weeks.
unbelievable.
So I've had 0 time. This is the first time I've missed one, and it really annoys me because you pick something in the cinema, and I'm like, if it was out
I
at
thought
home,
that might help.
Yeah.
no, it hinders massively.
But
Oh, there's a but here.
there is a but. What are we doing on Friday?
Dun. We're gonna go see
We're going to
it.
go see it.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that's our
watch it on Friday.
plan. We're gonna go watch
nice.
it. We're gonna watch it after work on Friday.
Yeah.
Obviously, depending. Hopefully, there's a screening now. We've booked this,
Yeah.
and now we're just gonna look and be like, oh no, there's no screening.
That's a really good point. I hadn't even.
Yeah.
It might be gone. Who knows?
I'm gonna have a look now.
If it is, we'll watch Adam Sandler's Longshot.
what, the one on Netflix?
It's
also
on Netflix.
No. There's a film with Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg that keeps getting thrown at me on Netflix because obviously
right.
Andy Samberg is my boy, and he's my boy, and I'll just watch anything with him in it. I mean, you could watch that instead. I have no idea what it is. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got Adam Sandler in it.
Amazing.
Maybe
Playing
as a
like his
backup.
father-in-law.
No, I do want to see it. It looks
Which
really
I'm
good, to be
intrigued by.
fair.
Well then, so if there's no film of the week to discuss, do we now talk about Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Let's.
All right.
So,
Shall we do quick summary for each of us?
Quick
Yeah.
summary.
And then
okay.
let me have a little talk about it afterwards.
Longshot is on Friday, by the way. Guess what time?
Oh, it's going to be like
9 o'clock.
ridiculously. It's going to be early. It's going to be like 2 p.m.
Oh no, the complete opposite.
I mean-
11:30 p.m.
Oh,
Oof.
boys, enjoy that one.
Hmm. Saturday.
Oh, Longshot 1:50.
Oh, there you go. That's a
PM.
bit more.
Yeah.
I'm working.
So am I.
Oh, rip.
I mean, we could just watch Detective
Look,
Pikachu instead.
The people
Saturday,
here,
11
here
PM.
want to know about Game of Thrones.
Sunday.
They don't want to hear you making a little
Oh,
date.
Sunday 6:40.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Maybe we will try. We will try.
All right.
Anyway, Game of Thrones. Will, what's you
Let's
start
do
us
it.
off?
Oh,
What
okay.
do you reckon to the old episode 5, the
Uh,
penultimate episode
I'm sad.
of Game of Thrones?
I'm sad.
Is that your summary?
yeah,
Dev
pretty
is
much.
sad. Steve. No, I'm joking.
I think Clegane Bowl was cool.
Clegane.
I thought Tyrion and Jaime's scene was really cool. I thought the shot of Daenerys sort of turning was really cool. Why she did it, not too sure.
Turning around, just looking behind her.
Yeah, pretty disappointed to be honest. Just a lot of things. I was watching the episode. I was like, why?
Will,
Yeah.
is it one of these?
Yeah, apparently some people loved it. Most people I've spoken to have been against cinema. Obviously, cinematography amazing.
Oh.
Visual effects, special effects, incredible. It is for me. It is the writing. It's been so weak this season, and it's not just the rumor mill being bigger than ever. It's just there's no substance. There's no twists. There hasn't been. I don't know. For me, there hasn't really been a moment I've been like,
Oh my god.
oh my god. Apart from the Daenerys thing, which had no reasoning
That's my issue
behind
as
it.
well.
So that's my position.
For those who listened last week with the whole, people have been building these characters up for 10 years. For 10 years, Daenerys has been a very charitable character, and I appreciate that, yes, when your children, quote unquote, the dragons, are slain, you are going to go a bit mad. But when your common goal, your main goal, for 10 years of screen time is to sit on that Iron Throne, why would you burn the whole place to the ground? Yes, there is a contrary, which a lot of people have said on social media is, and they've quoted it from, I want to say it's like season 2 or season 3, that she will go over there and burn the place to ashes. That's fair enough, but with how she grew as a character, it was so unprovoked. It was odd. It was just a bit like, no, I didn't like it. I didn't understand why, because as I said to you guys earlier, I think a much more powerful scene, obviously, when the Lannisters surrendered, would have been that kind of showdown and that kind of dethroning of that, that swing in power, because Cersei's been an absolute, bleep the word, for seasons. She's never been a likable character. Obviously, some people love her for how bad she is, but that's how a good actress, of course. But people wanted to see a really glorious death, not really falling under a pile of rubble. It was weird. It really frustrated me. I think, yes, the writing's been a bit off, but there's been a few times, like I said last week, with Jon and Daenerys' confrontation, where I thought, it was nice because that was the logical thing to have happened, but it didn't add up personally. Obviously, next episode may answer said questions, but yeah, as Will said with the cinematography, it was beautiful, but as he said, so overshadowed by the storyline. I made a point that there was a laugh about Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, which is an American football team for those who don't know. He features in a cameo in it where he gets burned by the dragon. Yes, I thought it was funny, but I'd much prefer for that to be a completely random nobody and they focus on other things than getting these cameos in, like Ed
Sheeran.
Yeah, don't get me started. Biggest break of immersion in TV history. But fact of the matter is, with the rumours being so high, anything could have happened. People are going to be frustrated. Who really knows? I mean, as long as they nail the last one, and there's closure for the audience after this long, I think that's only fair. But yeah,
I feel like at this point with the last episode, I don't really care almost as to what happens or who's on the throne, sort of thing. I don't know. My sort of positioning with the characters has been left neutral with everyone. The only thing that kind of stuck with me from that episode was the fact that Jon and Sir Davos kind of held back on slaughtering and stuff. I was like, for me, they're the only people that's sort of followed their story out, followed their sort of moral compass.
Yeah.
Sir Davos for king.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what was your thoughts, Bill?
I mean, for me, obviously, big props to cinematography.
Yep.
That entire department, wonderful. Big props to the pyro team. I've never thought a special effects department should get more of a raise, because that was just fire galore. Also,
fire emojis in the chat.
Fire emojis.
It was lit.
It was so lit. There are also big props to the entire stunt team for the amount of people that were set on fire, and obviously, that's their job. That's mega. But yeah, echoing what you're saying, there's, for me, other than Dany hearing some bells, there was nothing to trigger her to go insane.
Yeah.
Cersei being killed by a construction site accident was weak. I would have found it more amusing if a bell fell on her. I think that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
And like you were also saying, Steve, I can't remember if that was today or yesterday or the day before, they couldn't be bothered to do the CGI on someone's hand, I think. Was it you? Or maybe it was in the office. Can't remember. Someone mentioned, Rob mentioned that that they forgot to do the CGI on Jaime's gold hand.
Where they're hugging.
Yeah,
Jamie
you can
and
see his
Sansa are
fingertips.
Yeah, he doesn't have a gold hand. Yeah.
It's like a Starbucks cup all over again. Maybe it's coming Easter eggs for us looking for problems.
I didn't notice that. I don't think she's dead.
But yeah, I think but the sort of Hound versus the Mountain. I think that was. I think the Mountain were obviously when the bit way through the hand of Cersei just down the stairs like nothing. That was quality. That was a good death. That was a good death.
That was a Game of Thrones death.
Yes, just bang, smash.
That's why I liked it.
Bye brain. But are you kind of going away from looking more vulnerable? Yes, I kind of get it, but at the same time, the amount of anger she showed in obviously the Battle for Winterfell, where was that kind of drive and desire? It just kind of, the Hound went no, and then she went okay, just walked away. And the fact that all the scorpions, all the kind of crossbows, everything just went down
unmanned. They're all unmanned.
Yeah, it's like a dragon just coughed near them, and they were just explosions. So that was quite frustrating. I think the more frustrating thing for me is why Dany thought it necessary to burn all the subjects that she would rule eventually. Yeah. So it's a case of she's just ruling an army. So
even if
is she just a general or is she a queen? No one quite knows.
And where did all the Dothraki come back from? Where did all the Unsullied
it's like a secret Dothraki union that didn't go to Winterfell. They were just like, no, we don't want to fight the Night King. Sorry.
Yeah, because is it the Golden Company, whatever
Oh
they're
god,
called?
what was the point of them?
They lasted 20
but
seconds.
even if they had elephants, they'd still be useless.
But no, I'm with you
Where's
on
my
that.
elephants?
The thing I'm questioning is
it's a very odd episode.
obviously Cersei's plan was the White Walkers would kill everybody in the north, and then she'd kill the White Walkers.
Yep.
What on earth did they have there that would have taken care of the Night King?
Nothing.
Because
they wouldn't have had dragon.
didn't he? You know, like,
They wouldn't have had Dragon Glass.
Yeah,
they wouldn't have had Samwell Tarly.
I'd have preferred that. I'd have preferred watching that over what I saw.
Night King sits on the
Monday.
throne.
I don't know. It just
It's just
Doesn't add up.
like you
Oh,
said, Will. It's a case of they've really got to pull it out of the bag for the last episode.
I
And
hope
obviously
so.
that they've only
And
shown
so
30
many of the characters they
seconds of
kept alive during the Battle of Winterfell, like just like either have like just walked away and just said goodbyes and stuff like that when they were like pinned up against walls and stuff where they were very obviously bound to die.
Yeah.
And I was really, like I said in that episode, I said I just hope now they've been kept alive that their ending's fitting. But I think for a lot of it, I've kind of been like, well, not really.
But yeah, but I think you're right. When you two are saying, I think Sir Davos is the only honourable man left. To be honest,
I'd say Jon was.
And Jon, yeah. I mean, Jon was killing, Lannister people. But that's when they were attacking him.
He's put his faith in the wrong.
Yeah.
I had that
party,
argument as well because I said while I was watching it with my girlfriend, I was like, "Well, Jon's still killing people," and Jade was like, "Well, he still has to defend his own life."
Yeah.
That I did see because you could see on his face he didn't want to fight people, but people were attacking him. Which as I
don't want to fight you.
You're going to defend yourself. I get that.
Also, the fact that he kills them so quick, he must be the best swordsman in the entire universe.
He's been through a hell of a lot, hasn't he, to be fair.
It literally just 2 strike kills.
And usually
It feels
people
like
don't
a video
attack the
game.
Lannisters all that often. We've only seen it once when Tyrion got his scar.
Yeah.
So they're not really that well seasoned, that Lannister army anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I mean, my biggest hatred was the mindless killing of civilians. It wasn't warranted. If she went and obliterated the Red Keep and a few civilians died, then fair.
I think that would have been more apt if she takes down the thing that is the most visually significant, as it
was
were.
Like you remember the Crypt of Baelor bit where Cersei blew it up with the wildfire?
Yeah.
It was a shock still, but it wasn't something out of character. And obviously
No,
they showed
exactly.
the civilians being like evaporated and stuff. So she
But
knew
only in that contained space.
Yeah, but she still killed innocents.
Oh yeah.
However, it wasn't out of character.
Yes.
Well, like it was something we weren't expecting, but
it was something
made
we could
sense.
see her do.
Yeah. I did not have that reaction to that in this episode.
It was almost too much of a swing that I was like, oh, really? Rather than like, oh my god, like
yeah.
It was too much of a swing to be almost like you got it wrong.
It was more a Danny, stop this now.
Yeah,
Stop.
the memes. Oh, I don't know who put it on Facebook. Someone said Game of Thrones can be amazing or terrible, however you want, but the memes have been fantastic, and that is true. Shout out to whoever wrote that. I don't remember.
I think that was Jane's son.
There you
Tom,
go.
yeah.
It was. Yeah. Shout out to Tom because that was a perfect tweet. I'd like to know his opinion though, because he put it as
He ranked it as his second favorite episode ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Which would be interesting because I'd be curious to know why. Because obviously I'm not exactly. I don't know the full entire lore of Game of Thrones. I'd probably say I was a casual in the Game of Thrones fandom.
A casual watcher.
That's their main audience.
Yeah,
though,
true. But I don't know. It'd be interesting to get another.
I mean,
insight.
out of 10, do we give it a, or do we give it higher?
I still got to give it. I mean,
visually,
a 7.
visually and stuff, I think it definitely gets a 10.
Because it's only one character arc.
Yeah,
that ruined it.
just
like,
totally just gone off the
Ayers
bridge.
and the brothers and John. Everyone else fit their character arc perfectly, and I'm not gonna knock a full episode for one character's tyranny. Would you call that? I don't really know.
Tyranny. We can go.
So
with that.
as you said, with all the amazing effects that came on, I'd still give it a good 7.
Oh, here we go. All right, this is some interesting IMDb statistics
Oh
for you.
yes,
Okay,
IMDb. Hit us up.
This is season 8, episode 1, 8.1.
Yeah.
Season 2, episode 2, 8.4.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3, The Long Night, 8.
Oh.
Episode 4, Last of the Starks, 6.1.
Oof. That is weak.
Episode 5, The Bells, 6.8.
Oh, so it's
What
not
did
the
you say
worst.
No, but that, I mean...
A 6. Oh, a 6 on IMDb is
Considering-
like bang average.
Considering, you can go back, I'm flicking through now, it doesn't dip, it's never dipped below an 8. Ever.
Wow.
Yeah, no episode has dipped below 8.
Wow.
Crikey.
So, The Last of the Starks was the first ever one to dip below an 8, and then
Damn.
continues on from that.
I just really want to see how they're going to end it now. Who is going to be on the throne? Let's call it now. Come on, what's your prediction? Who
Tyrion.
will end up on that throne?
Tyrion.
We got Tyrion.
Sansa.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with I'm going to go with my gut and say Arya. Actually, because I think she's gonna kill Dany,
So I think
put on her face,
she won't want the throne.
sit on the throne.
She won't want it.
I don't think she would, but I think she'll kill her.
That's why I think Sansa will get it. That's why it makes
Ooh.
sense. Because I think something will happen
'Cause
between Daenerys and Jon
Jon
to
will
lead
abdicate.
to both of their deaths.
Oh, I'm just gonna go. Otherwise, Sir Davos for the win. I think he'd just.
I
have,
just like Tyrion. I mean,
everyone would be smugglers.
They've made him a stupid idiot now, but
Yeah,
I still like Tyrion.
you know, I'm it's totally out there, but Sir Davos for the win. Love that guy.
Can't argue that.
He's quality. What are we going to watch for next week, though, film-wise, chaps? Or are we just going to do a big Game of Thrones finale?
I think
Let's do, yeah.
through?
Come on, that's got to be
Big
the one, isn't it?
GOT for the end of term.
Yep.
We'll have a big Game of Thrones
Done.
season review
Yep.
with the last episode, and we can get all our angst, all our happiness out, depending how well or bad it goes.
I like that.
Sounds like a good plan. So that'll be next week. Will be Game of Thrones episode 6, the final ever episode. Recap here, exclusively. Maybe not exclusively, but exclusively by us. Either way, and that pretty much summarizes the episode.
I like it.
That is another
Lovely.
podcast down. So this has been Where's My Kit Bag? I've been James,
I've been Will.
I'm Steve.
and tune in next week for more Where's My Kit Bag podcast. Thanks for listening to the Where's My Kit Bag podcast. Please feel free to drop us a comment about anything you want us to cover in the section below, or hit us up on Instagram or Twitter using F6 Media Film.